everybody, welcome back. I'm Laura, Tiny Toes Reborn Nursery, and we have little Mr. Grayson here. He's still wearing the same stuff. I'm trying to find that stupid thing that's making that noise. Anyways, this is Mr. Grayson, and we are going to sit here in cuddles. Put his pink back in. And I am going to do a sit-down talk. How's that? No haul, no change in videos or whatever. I came across this article, and I can't remember now because I printed it out, but it doesn't say who it's by. So I can't really show you because I don't want to get in trouble. But I read it, and I took on my own take on it, and it's about reborn dolls and kind of a, I don't know if it's really a description, but I want to talk about the reborn dolls community, the judgment, that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping it's not going to be very long. I made notes. I actually made notes, and I think it's only, yeah, it's 3-page, almost, yeah, it's a little bit, but hopefully we can get through it pretty quickly. So I'm like, I wasn't sure what to call it. It's like reborn dolls, where they came from, or a description, or whatever. And I kind of said how I got into them. I just came across, I was actually looking for something to help me with anxiety other than taking drugs. So I kind of fell across this lady, I think she's over in the UK, where she had a whole house full of reborn dolls. I mean, a lot. And I'm like, wow, these are definitely something. And I just kind of fell in a rabbit hole. And I think that's what happens with most of us with the reborn dolls. And we felt either you fall in love with them or you don't. That it just comes down to that. And if you don't, that's where the judgment comes in from other people and everything. So I don't judge other people. Like, I didn't know anything about them. I did not judge somebody else because they liked the doll. It's no different than men collecting trains, toy trains, or cars, or, Hot Wheels cars, or everybody's collection is different. But for some reason, there's a stigmatism with people with these dolls, and there shouldn't be. So back in, by the time of this reading of this was of January this year, there was 90,000+ videos, of which 300 and something of that is mine, of these dolls. That's a lot of videos. Now, from what I gather, I thought it was kind of like a new thing. It was new to me, but I guess they've been around. They've been popular since the 1980s, early 90s. I didn't even hear of them then, but I was doing different stuff then. I mean, I was having real babies and messed up home life and messed up marriage. I mean, I didn't have any, and they've come a long way since then. They look totally different nowadays because the vinyl that they're made out of, the stuff that you can fill them with, the realism of the vinyl and everything is way different than it used to be. So there's more realism nowadays than before. Now, every year, right on this side, yeah, they've changed through the years. Every year, thousands find their forever homes. Now, they put it differently. They find their new moms or dads or whatever. And I kind of put it to the forever homes. And they might not be forever. You may decide that you get one and then you're going to sell it. But you have to be attracted to it. I mean, a lot of these reborns are very gorgeous. I mean, they are gorgeous. But some of them, they don't appeal to you, or they don't talk to you. I don't know how to describe it. It's like your baby, I mean, there's some people out there that may not like the sculpt. They think it's ugly. They don't like it. I fell in love with it. I don't know. He kind of reminds me of my son. And I think that's why I've gotten so attached to Grayson. And because he kind of reminds me of Kenny. He was 6 pounds something when he was born. So he had, that was a messed up pregnancy, and life was just awful then, you know. But he has kind of his, from what I remember of his little face squinching up and stuff, he kind of looks like him. So I think that might be why I love him so much. I don't know, but I do love him. There's lots of judgment of people that collect the dolls. Now, you know, I have my perspective on this. Some people and family think you've lost your mind. It's like, okay, she's flipped her lid and all of that. I know some of you possibly, I've heard stories, some people, they collect them, but they have to hide them. That's wrong. They should not have to hide them at all. That is just so wrong. But if that's what they have to do to be able to have what they're seeking, then that's what they have to do, you know? I just think that's totally wrong. And I'll get to that in a minute. And there's different reasons that you have them, you know? Anybody that collects these dolls, or like I do, like I have not bought a high-end sculpt from somebody or whatever. You know, I haven't done that as a true collector. I have, you know, you collect artwork. It's artwork. Instead of a painting, you're collecting an actual substance. You can hold it, you know. And believe me, people that have these do not believe that they are real or act like they're real. You just happen to see like a role play video where they're role playing, you know, they're playing, you know, they don't believe that it's real, you know. And that's what I think everybody gets hung up on, is like they see that or hear it, and it's like, then when you say, oh, I have one of those, you know, and then they're like, oh, you're crazy. Well, no, I'm not. My husband does not care for the open-eyed ones, especially the bigger ones, the open-eyed ones. He really kind of likes the little ones, like him and the minis, you know. He kind of likes them, but the closed-eyed ones, he was kind of grossed out at first because he's seen real passed on children, you know, and it can be traumatizing for people. You got to remember that, you know, it can be traumatizing. But, you know, people that have lost a child or can't have children, this is a way to, it's never going to take the place of, but it will help emotionally with the loss, or that you can't have, I mean, they don't cry, they don't really eat. You role play with them, you know, and people know that. But if you're struggling after a loss, you need to seek help. Just like after you have a child and you get baby blues. I had it with one of mine really bad. So you have to seek help for that kind of stuff. This is just a tool to help you cope with those things. And people need to understand that. And now that it's getting more popular, it's helped dementia patients. It's calmed them down. They hold the baby. I mean, if you have anxiety or depression, I have anxiety and depression, but the anxiety, I think, is the big one. So when you hold a baby, a real baby, you automatically get a release of, I don't know, they call it, what do they call it? They call it, I wrote it down, the feel-good hormone. see if I can find it. I'm not following my notes anymore. It's like the feel-good part of it. And I think when you're suffering from anxiety, it does not take my anxiety away. But if I am struggling, and that's why I take Tanner with me camping. If I'm struggling to, I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed, anxiety or whatever, I'll pick up Tanner and I start to calm down, because anxiety is just your brain tricking you into thinking that there's something wrong, and there's nothing wrong. Everything around you is fine. I'm forever talking to myself, and then you get looks at you, especially if you're having an attack, and you just have to sit there and talk to yourself. It's okay. I'm not alone. This is my house. If you're out and about, I've never had one when I was out and about. But it's the same thing. You stop what you're doing. You try to I have to be out in the open, so I have to get fresh air. And, as soon as I pick them up, you get that little feeling, because it triggers your head to think, okay, you're holding a baby. You can't freak out. You need to take care of this baby. You can't freak out over it. So that's where it's good. I know it's not real, but it's tricking my mind into thinking, okay, you're holding, my brain is not saying, hey, you're holding a doll, it doesn't matter. It's got the feeling of, just like when you hold them, you got that feel good. Everybody loves babies. As soon as you hold a newborn or a doll baby or whatever, it's weighted like it's like a real baby would be weighted and stuff. And so your mind is thinking something else. Now, my friends, my hubby has grown attached. He sees money because they are expensive. And, I'll sell something and I'll buy a kit. I just don't take money out of our income to go buy a kit. I either sell something or whatever and buy a kit. And then I've learned to reborn it myself, because I can't, $500 is too much, and I really wanted to have one of these. I wanted to experience the same thing. And so I learned how to do it myself. So I can do it myself. So every time I make one, he goes, you're selling it, right? And for the most part, I have. Like, I'm not selling him. I may later on, but right now, I'm not selling him. I'll never sell Tanner. I have the twin girls that look like Ariel and Arabella. I'm not going to sell them. I could. I'm not going to. You can't buy that kit anymore. It's Bountiful Baby Brittany asleep. You can't get it anymore. So I'm not going to sell her. Just like Tegan. Tegan's one of my first ones I ever did. I'm not going to sell her either. There's certain ones, like the last couple I've made, yes, I'm going to sell. I fell in love with Angel, and I thought I was going to sell her, and then she ended up with those marks on her hand, which I still have not got off. I may end up selling her. Now, Charla she's a boo-boo baby. She's a real born. And when my friend got cancer, she had talked to me after she got done with her therapy and whatever. I was making that doll when I found out. And so it's kind of a special thing, because I had her help me name her. So, and she's my purple baby. So I have not wanted to sell her either. And Jake is my only one that is from an artist. And I believe it's Ariel's Nursery is the name of the girl that I got it from. And he's the first reborn that I ever got. And I won him. And I don't think I'll ever sell him either. He's, Ariel's attached to him, kind of. But I do have my Behringer twins, and I always end up selling those. But right now, I love them. I don't want to sell them. I may end up doing that, but anyways. Okay, where do we leave off? Okay, so some of the, there are many reasons to have them, and some of them are, a reminder of the past, motherhood. Like, when me and Jeff got together, we tried having a baby. I had my tubes tied, so we tried in vitro. I did get pregnant, and I lost. And then, you know, we had Ariel and her sister. So there are different reasons. Emotional support, which is mostly what I have them for. Source of income, yes, they can be a source of income for a lot of people. Um, yes, I sell them and I can make some money, but it's not like every week. It's not like a paycheck. You know, I have 9 of them, 10 of them, 9, 9 for sale right now. No, 10. I have one on Reborns.com, and I have the rest are on eBay, which are always listed down below. And so if I sell them, I sell them. And help with some disorders. I started to put mental disorders and I scratched it out. It's just disorders. Dementia, they are finding that it helps older people not get so aggressive. And I think those ones I would take a cuddle baby in with. So the head looks real, but it has soft arms and legs and stuff, you know. Infant loss, anxiety, depression, loneliness, you know. So when you first experience these dolls in person, it is weird, it may be uncomfortable, some are grossed out. And like I said, that's where the judgment comes in. Now, my family, I don't really speak to my sisters. They don't know, you know. But my stepdaughter, my stepson, my kids, Jeff's parents, all were kind of like, "Why are you doing that?" kind of thing. And it's like, well, it helps me with my anxiety and stuff, you know. And I also make them and sell them, you know, if I can sell them. And I'm gonna put him up here now because he's kind of hurting my. Here you go, baby. Let's turn your head a little bit so everybody can see you. Okay. So that I didn't really get negativity, really. Jeff is just like when he comes down here, he's like, look at the money you can make with all this stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, if I want to get rid of it all. I'm not gonna though. You know, maybe eventually, but I don't think so. I think I will. I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years. I mean, it's gotten bigger. I mean, I went from just a crib. Actually, I didn't even have a crib. I just had my bassinet and my playpen. And then I ended up getting a swing. And then it grew from there. I had the crib given to me. So then all I had was just a crib. And I had all the babies sitting in here. And I decided, it's like, you know what? I want a girl crib and a boy crib. I have the room to do it. Why not? You know, if I had just a room and I had to downsize, and I've talked about this before, I could do it, but it would be hard. It would be, because I have, right now, the new stuff that I've added is my antique vintage stuff for Lucy. The crib I got the playpen. I'm still looking for I've got the carriage, and I'm looking for the walker, which is, I found, but I'm not paying $250 for it. Not happening. So there's only a couple more things I really want for the vintage stuff. Other than that, I think it's all set. But, yeah, once you get bitten by this, I've never been to the doll show. I live in Utah. I've never been to the doll show. I was gonna go in the fall of 2019, and they had canceled it because of COVID. I was gonna go. I actually was going to go. I was gonna get my husband to drive me, and I was gonna go. And we had COVID, and they haven't had it scheduled since. So I don't know. I've never been to see other people's work, and I want to. I've only seen it on video, and it does not do justice to any of them. Believe me, it does not. When I got Jake, oh my gosh, I cried. Ask Ariel. I cried when we opened him. He's beautiful. Just the workmanship and stuff of them. Like when I make them, I'm just dumbfounded of what they turn into. It's really something. Okay. But you really love them or hate them. Um, you know, you're able to dress them. You're able to set them up. You're able to, you know, play with them. You know, and I know that it's not a real baby. I'm sitting here holding him. I know he's not real, but I have the feel good energy that he gives, and I've got the reactions I would with a real baby. Like I'm patting his bum. I always patted my babies, and I'll sit here and do this, and sometimes I'll rock. You know, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's just, it's in your head. It's the instinct of it. Um, you get the feel good hormone, and it helps emotional state of people, which it does. Now, those that create and collect these dolls are very full aware that they are not real. Okay, we all know that they're not real. They are the role play that you do with them is therapeutic. It helps you. It makes you feel good. It helps you with your stress level. It helps with anxiety. It gets your mind on something else. Even people that have never had children, for whatever reason, find comfort in holding these dolls. It's just instinct. It's an instinct thing that you get when you hold them, you know. They are considered works of art, just like paintings or whatever else. You know, they start out as a blank kit. You get a blank kit. You get the head, you get the arms, you get the legs, and you buy the body, and you make it how you see it. So there could be 10 people, it doesn't matter how many people, same kit, same exact kit, this kit. So they all had this kit. They would all come out different. So they're considered works of art, you know. And some people call them art dolls. Various styles of these are reborn, real born. This is a real born. Who's a reborn? Tanner is a reborn, I think. And some of them come with COAs, Certificate of Origin, Authenticity. So the real borns will come with one of those. Sometimes the reborns do also. And then you got silicone. So those are the three that I would lump everything into. Now the silicone are in a whole class by itself. A whole class by itself. They're hand painted uniquely to a color of skin. They're pre-scented. You can get little wafers to put in them that smell good. He's got a mixture right now because I spray him with the baby cologne. And they've got baby perfume, baby powder, the wafers. The bodies are soft, stuffed with specific filler, glass beads, poly pellets, to be weighed as lifelike. There's various sizes: micro preemies, newborn, 0 to 3, toddler, and young child. And they probably go up from there. I've only seen those ones. And you can nowadays you can add electronic device that mimic breathing, heartbeat, make noise, they cry. And I don't have one of those. And that would be, if you would have to take your baby apart to get it out if like the batteries died or whatever. Unless you get a cloth body with a zipper in it, or make it so it has Velcro or something. But then you'd have to be careful of the pellets and I don't know how they do that. I don't know. But that's kind of cool. Crying, heartbeat, and prices vary. Most start up around 200 from what I've seen for a used one, 200-ish. You can get them under that. Like I've taken Behringer dolls and reborn them, or take regular baby dolls and reborn them, and then those are usually lower priced and upwards to $4,000 and higher. Those silicone dolls are crazy. There's what I saw 10 grand before. That's crazy. But they're so lifelike. You're going to pay for the realism of them. And there are scams out there. I mean, you've got judgment. You know, if it was me, you know, if I was getting hatred from my family, one, you're welcome not to come to my home. If you can't support me with how I feel, that's just, I've been in an abusive relationship before. So if you cannot support the person that's struggling, or, you know, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You know, my kids don't. Ariel likes them because she lives with me. She likes them. The other kids, they see pictures of them. And my son, you know, Mom, that looks cool, but not for me, you know? And so that's the reaction I get. It's not for me. They don't have children. I would love to send Fallon a baby, his wife. I'd love to send him a baby, but I don't think it would go over well. So I'm not going to do that, you know? Yeah, I feel differently about that when it comes to family. I would definitely sit them down. We'd have a family meeting. And if they're not going to be supportive of me for what I want to do, they don't have to like them. You don't have to like them. But you do have to support me for what I feel that I need and that I, you know, want to do. You know, you don't have to like them. You don't have to be around them. Don't go in my room when you come over, you know, the whole bit. You don't have to be okay with it. Like my friend with cancer, she was not really, it's like, oh, it was kind of weird, you know. And then when she went through the cancer, I made her a preemie, little preemie. She's named him Max, and I sent him to her. She has a whole new outlook on these dolls. So, I mean, you have to experience them first, but it's kind of a shock to a family member or whatever if they don't know and you've been doing it for a while, and then all of a sudden it comes out, you know. That, yeah, that is kind of on you, but you really have to set them down and say, hey, I'm the mom, or I'm the sister, aunt, whatever, you know, you don't have to have anything to do with them. I'm not asking you to, but I'm asking you to support me. So that's where I stand with it. I'm not okay with people dissing their family because of it. That's wrong. That is just wrong. I don't. That's like dissing a family member to go get therapy if they're suffering from depression. You know, that's like dissing them because they're going to see a shrink. It's just wrong. If they need to do that to help them, then you should support that, you know. But if you start seeing there's warning signs, you know, if it starts getting so it may look like they think it's real or something like that, then yeah, you kind of need to intervene and get some help, you know. But it's not. But if your family member is alienating you, you're going to go to these even more, and you're going to push them deeper into depression. And it's just wrong. I'm just not okay with it. I'm not. So anyway, the scams out there, I'm going to kind of address that in a different video, but there are a lot out there. You have to be aware of when you're buying. There's a lot of replica sculpts out there, and you have to investigate. You have to do your research. So that's all I'm going to say about that right now. So, yeah. Anyway, this has been a long video. Sorry it's so long, but I wanted to chat with you about Reborns and the judgment kind of aspect of it and where they came from. I guess they do things different over in Europe. I've been kind of fascinated with that. They have like outings. I mean, they have them here, but I don't think there's anybody I know that lives near me that we could go do an outing. That would be so fun. They have like tea times and group get-togethers. It's like a knitting, you know, a knitting group or whatever. It's a doll group, and that's pretty popular over across the pond here. And I know some people do it here. I would love to be able to meet up with other reborn artists or reborn people that have babies. I know there's several here in Utah, but I don't know them. It would be fun to be able to get together, though, especially now that COVID's kind of, you can go out and about now. And I would do it in an open area, like a park or something like that, you know. That would be so fun. That would be way fun. All right, guys, I've chatted long enough. He's getting heavy holding him like this. And I got a couple other videos to do. So, thank you for watching. Any comments or whatever, I really don't like the negative comments. Sometimes I leave them in, sometimes I don't. I'll just delete them. You know, I'll just take them out. I mean, I don't mind some opinions, but when it gets to be kind of hurtful kind of stuff, I don't go for that. But yeah, if you have any questions, comment down below. I can help if you're going through something similar to that. You know, maybe I can help. I mean, it helps to talk to people, especially people that feel the same way you do. So definitely, if you need to reach out, reach out. I've got a Gmail account where it can be private, and you can just comment down below, hey, can you message me? And I can message you or whatever. Feel free to do that. I want everybody to be, we're pretty, I think we're pretty close. I have several people in different countries that chat with me on emails or whatever. So that's fun. That's way fun. But it's not the same as actually being there. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and being patient with me with these talk things. I've got a couple more. So we will see you in the next video. Bye now.